Are wins important in the clubhouse amongst players?
Yeah, I would say so. I think guys value wins. I think Wayno's 2 wins away from 200, and I think that's a milestone he's been chasing for a while. And probably something he feels like that if he gets there, it kind of solidifies his career, because he's had a great career in pretty much every other aspect. And I think 200 is like one of those big milestones that he's trying to hit. And wins just feel better, too. They look better on your record.
Yeah, of course. I'm with you. It's my point. I think it's most important in the clubhouse with players. You disagree?
No, I agree. But I think if you ask Ryan, would you rather have wins or losses on his record? Would you rather have wins or losses on your record?
That's just a stupid question.
Why? Because it kills your argument right away?
No, it's
because I just killed your. Bye, you're gone.
Ryan, would you rather have a 2 ERA or a 12 ERA? Like, come on.
Okay, Ryan. If you have a 2 ERA versus a 12 ERA, you're gonna have more wins or losses. You're probably gonna have more wins.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you what people are gonna say. They're already saying it.
So then
already saying it.
Hold on. So then do this. All right, Ryan. Sorry you got brought into this argument, but here it is.
He's heard it before.
Your season ends. You have a 1.5 ERA. You were absolutely a boss. Okay, and you have 6 wins. You end the season with a 3.2 ERA, but you picked up 12 wins, which is 10 wins. I'll even be closer. I'll be fair. But you had 10 wins, which is a more successful season.
I think the ERA. I'd much rather have a better ERA than wins, honestly.
It depends, though, because, okay.
You could be on a shitty bullpen team.
No, listen, as a reliever and what he is, if he has a higher ERA and more wins, you know what that means? He vultured the shit out of some games. And Kratz and him know. They know he vultured them. He gave up the lead, and his team came back and picked him up. That's why that's not even a fair argument, because if he has a lot of wins and he has a higher ERA, that means he gave it up, and he knows I'm right. That's why he can't say anything.
Yeah, but he's talking about starters, though.
Yeah, but he's not a starter.
I know, but this is fun. That was a good answer, though. See? Is ERA the most important stat? I think this is
for him, holds and saves.
What's the most important stat among pitchers, and then what's the most important stat for you?
I think for starters, even though the game's kind of gone away from it, I think should be innings pitched. I feel like a lot of guys haven't been going as deep. The last few years is like, used to starting pitchers, like your only job was to keep it close for as long as possible, then to hand it over to the bullpen. And now it's like if you get through 5, you're handed over to the bullpen immediately because of all the metrics and stuff they use nowadays and for most teams. And, the bullpen, I think it just depends on where you're pitching. You have long guys. You have guys who are always pitching in leverage. So, as a closer, as long as you get the job done, as long as you keep the game right there, I think you're doing your job. Obviously, you can have guys who have a lot of saves with a higher ERA, and then, guys with low ERAs and not have many saves or holds. So, I think as long as you're getting the job done, when you come to the game, then that's what matters most.
All right, when you go to arbitration, you went to arbitration, didn't you, this year?
Yeah.
Did you win? You lost, right?
Lost, yeah.
Okay, so what did they talk about? Here it is, Scott. What did they argue against you in arbitration? This is it. Here you go. What did they argue against you?
Yeah, basically they said I didn't have enough holds and saves for like my career. Had one really good year, obviously, last year in 2022. But overall, I needed more, saves and holds compared to the guys, that they brought up and stuff like that. So,
what I say the most important numbers for him: holds and saves. Why
are you pointing to me?
Because you were arguing with me. I said he'd have holds and saves.
Was you're too obsessed with wins?
Okay, and then after Ryan, what was your argument back?
And also, arbitration is bullshit.
No, it's not.
Yes,
I've been to it. I won, so I don't care. It was awesome. Ryan, now what did you argue for?
Just like all the other numbers too, like strikeouts, walk percent. I had 9 wins and 1 loss last year. I had the best batting average against. It was like 120, I think. So pretty much every other stat besides holds and saves to try to kind of, I guess, almost not really take their attention away, but show that I was good in other areas too, and not just the ones that mattered most.
Okay. All right. So my question is, nobody's brought it up yet. To me, a bullpen guy, the most important stat is inherited runners. Because if you're coming in with the muck and you get out of there and you don't give up your inherited runners, is that valuable to the guys in the pen? Do you guys ever talk about that? Like, oh, bro, Gio, like, you're always cashing my runs in. Like, let's get that curveball going a little bit sooner. Like, do you guys give each other a hard time?
Not really. You just try to pick your teammate up out there, whether you're going in after the starter or one of your bullpen guys. Maybe he doesn't have it that day. You just try to, keep it right where it's at. But I definitely think that's a stat that could be used to, help guys get paid more. And I think it's called like latent critical, and there's another stat for it, but basically just shows how, hectic of a situation you're brought into most times of the game. And I think that could be another way to show that, guys pitch well, in big time situations and, can help them with their value in the future.